now for business. We say good morning to Kris McCusker, CityNews business editor. Kris, good morning. Lots going on today.
Good morning. Yes, never a dull moment in the business center, that's for sure.
So two banks in America within the last week go down, and word yesterday was in Switzerland, an oldie but a goodie was also in a bit of trouble. Where do we stand on that?
Yeah, well, it seems there are better thoughts around Credit Suisse today, Sid. We are learning that the bank is going to borrow from the Swiss National Bank and seek to repurchase debt. And these two moves sort of intended to calm all the fears associated with this, let's say, latest drama. Of course, people already on edge with the failure of Silicon Valley Bank in the second largest bank collapse in U.S. history, along with Signature Bank in New York. So Credit Suisse is going to borrow $54 billion. And the bank's largest shareholder, Saudi National Bank, saying any panic around this is completely unwarranted. So we also get an interest rate announcement in Europe. That comes down at 9:15 this morning ahead of this U.S. Federal Reserve interest rate announcement next week. We're not really sure how big the hike will be in Europe, and some wondering if maybe all this bank drama might scale back the size of the hike. I also want to point out one other thing, Sid. The price for oil has been close to a 15-month low, and this is somewhat connected to all this drama in the banking industry. Oil dropped 3 days this week, so coming into today, it's on a 3-day losing streak, a drop of 12% over that 3-day stretch. It's now below $70 a barrel.
Fascinating stuff. Back to the Flair Airline story here in Canada. Again, for those who missed it, they had 4 planes momentarily seized over the weekend. It disrupted about 2,000 March break passengers. And it seems like Flair are really taking a hard look in the mirror here and accepting all blame. Kidding, they're suing everyone.
Yes, they are. This is a huge lawsuit, a $50 million lawsuit, Sid, against several plane leasing companies over what it's calling the unlawful seizure of 4 aircraft last weekend. So this, yes, the latest chapter in this ongoing drama after the discount carrier fell behind in its payments. So the filings state that Airborne Capital and a trio of affiliated leasing corporations secretly found a better deal for the planes with a third party and then set Flair up for default, which turned into an illegal termination of the leases. So the statement of claim goes on to say the seizures were orchestrated in a bad faith and malicious manner that inflicted the maximum possible harm on Flair by interfering with its passenger relationships and trust. Of course, none of the allegations have been proven in court. Airborne Capital has said that Flair regularly missed payments over the past 5 months, which prompted the plane seizures. It also has said that Flair was millions of dollars in arrears. So yes, the he said, I guess, continues.
I love that. We have to look at how we do business, but we're going to sue everyone for $50 million. So finally, the Canadian real estate market, Kris, has it hit bottom or is there further to go?
It looks like that is the thinking of at least one economist, that we have hit what was described as a bottoming process in the Canadian real estate market. So February's home sales plummeting 40% from a year ago to levels not seen since before the pandemic. Now, the plunge in sales came as actual average home prices declined by about 19% compared to the all-time record, which was posted in February of 2022. The Canadian Real Estate Association also says that national home sales rose by 2.3% in February from January. And yes, that was powered by gains in Toronto and Vancouver, and also despite a drop in listings. None of this really surprising, Sid, after those 8 interest rate hikes by the Bank of Canada since March of last year, a pause at the last meeting earlier this month, with the next meeting set for April the 12th. So some may be thinking that we could see more activity this spring, with both buyers and sellers coming off the sidelines. I guess time will tell.
Yeah, let's hope. There have been a lot of people on the sidelines for a lot of reasons in this market. Hopefully, the tent can be broadened, so to speak. Kris McCusker, CityNews business editor. Kris, good stuff. Have a great day. Thank you.
Okay, yes, you too.